Okay, we got day 310, which is Mark 13. I flip back here, find Mark 13. Oh, I have a sneeze. Okay. So we heard the account yesterday in Luke. Man, is it good. And as he went to the temple, one of his disciples saith unto him, Master, see what manner of stones and what buildings are here? And Yeshua answered and said unto him, Seest thou these great buildings? There shall be not one left, there shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. There is stones left upon another now. Okay? People go pray at that wall. There's stones left upon another. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, over against the temple, Peter and James and John Andrew asked privately, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign when all things shall be fulfilled? When will all things be fulfilled? And Yeshua answered them and began to say, Take heed lest any man deceive you. Ears should prick up. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Be not troubled, for such things must needs be. But the end shall not be yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginnings of sorrows. Okay? We see that the judgment is now upon us if you look at Romans 1, where verse 23, we start bringing idolatry out. And this has happened years ago. All the idolatry that we're involved with, I mean, you could go from idling celebrity, our holidays. Okay, we make graven images in Romans 1:23. You know, you make a picture of a man, and then all of the four-footed creatures and these creepy things. Okay, so then we have our Bowling Green bull. Okay, we make an idol out of the stock market. We make an idol out of, just everything. Okay, so it's our idolatry, and then gives us over to a debased mind. Okay, that is the judgment starting. Romans 13 is governments are put in charge of us. And when we fall away from God, he appoints rulers over us that do not have our best interest in heart. Okay? And we don't speak out about the government because that's part of our judgment. Okay, we've earned it. Okay, so there shall be these are the beginnings of sorrows. Take heed to yourself, for they shall deliver you up to councils. In your synagogues, in your churches, ye shall be beaten. Ye shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for my testimony against them. His testimony against the synagogues and churches. And the gospel must be first published among all nations. Okay, we read just yesterday how he was putting out the gospel in the temple. But he was not going into the temple telling people that he was going to be buried and resurrected again. No, he's bringing them the gospel of the kingdom. The gospel starts way back. Okay? The gospel starts at Adam and Eve. All right? You go to Abraham. Then you go to Moses. Okay? And the testimony of him is the spirit of prophecy. Okay? The testimony of Yeshua is the spirit of prophecy. Okay, that's defined in Revelations. Okay, the prophecy of him is Deuteronomy 18, verse 15. Over and over again in these Gospels, he says, if you don't believe Moses, Moses wrote about me. What did Nathan say, who was John the Baptist's disciple? The one that Moses wrote about is here. All right. But when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what ye shall speak, neither do premeditate whatsoever ye shall be given to you in that hour, and that speak ye. For it is not ye that speak, but the Holy Ghost. Now the brother shall betray the brother to death, and the father the son, and the children shall rise up against the parents, and shall cause them to be put to death. Why would the children rise up against the parents if they're supposed to honor their parents? It's because they weren't taught the Ten Commandments. If you do not teach your kids the Ten Commandments, which is loving thy God with all thy heart, and you shall teach them diligently to your children, talk about them night and day, that's Deuteronomy 6, where it goes into teaching the Ten Commandments, is loving God. You children go against you. And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. His name is Yeshua. And he came in his Father's name, which is Jehovah. And Yeshua means Jehovah is salvation. But he shall endure to the end. The same shall be saved. But when ye shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet standing, it ought not. Then let them be in Judea, flee to the mountains. Okay? You return to Daniel, during Daniel 12. This is where what it said to me. Turn to Daniel 12. Oh, there it is. He started Daniel 11. That's where he first talks about the abomination of desolation. A foreshadowing of this happened during the Maccabees. For the ships of Shittim shall come against him. Therefore he shall be grieved and return and have indignation against the holy covenant. He shall have indignation against the holy covenant. So he shall do. He shall even return and have intelligence with them that forsake the holy covenant. Okay, then we go on. And I'll just skip to Daniel 12:3. And he shall be wise, and he shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. That's what it tells me, is when you start seeing these wars and rumors of wars, what are you supposed to do? Okay, all these things must come to pass. Okay, it's just the beginning of sorrows. Okay, tribulation, when tribulation starts, that's the beginning of sorrows. Okay, the true sorrows happen when the bowls of wrath start getting poured out. Okay, so now where do you want to be? You want to be, and they that be wise, what's wisdom? Fear of the Lord. Okay, they shall shine as brightness as the firmament, and they shall turn many to righteousness. Okay, righteousness is obeying the Ten Commandments. Okay, that shall be a righteousness. That's Deuteronomy 6, verse 24, 25. Okay? as the stars forever and ever. Okay? And let him who is on the housetop. So when you see this, just flee to the mountains. Okay? Right in Jerusalem right now, they should be fleeing to the mountains. All right? Instead of starting trouble all over the place. Fleeing to the mountains. Let him who is on the housetop not go down into the house, neither let enter in or take anything to his house. And let him that is in the field not turn back again to take up his garment. But woe to them that are with suck and with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Okay? If you read it, Isaiah 13, I think Ezekiel 26, I believe. It tells kind of what happens during an invasion. And it's not good. Pray that your flight be not in winter, for in those days it shall be affliction such as was not in the beginning of creation. For in those days shall be affliction such as was not from the beginning of creation, which God created to this time, neither shall be. It'll be worse than anything we've ever seen. And except that the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sakes, whom he hath chosen, he hath shortened those days. And then, if any man shall say to you, Lo, here is Christ, or Lo, here he is, believe him not. For false Christs and false prophets shall arise, and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. Okay? He talks about his chosen and his elect here. Okay, the elect will not be faked out by this. Why? Because they read the prophets. Okay? They will be the ones with the testimony of Yeshua and follow the commandments of God. Okay, that's called out in Revelation who the saints are. All right, the testimony of Yeshua is the spirit of prophecy. So you'll know the right one because you understand the right one from the prophets. Okay? If you endure to the end. None of us have endured to the end yet. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of great power and glory. And then shall he send his angels, and shall gather together his elect from the four winds, and uttermost parts of the earth to the uttermost parts of heaven. So he gathers his elect from around the globe. And now the parable of the fig tree, when her branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is near. So in like manner ye shall see these things come to pass. Know that it is nigh, even at the doors. For some reason, everybody thinks that this kind of thing happens at the trumpets, which is in the fall. Or they're not reading the parable of the fig tree. He's just telling you it's springtime event. Okay, spring into summer. Okay, we won't know the exact day, the exact hour. But we know the season. Verily I say unto you that this generation shall not pass till all things be done. Verse 31, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But that day and that hour knoweth no man, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, nor but the Father. So the Father is the only one who knows the day. Take ye and watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is. But take ye and watch and pray. Pray can also mean watching out for your brother. Rebuking sin. Watch. For the Son of Man is taken a far journey, who has left his house and gave authority to his servants and every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Watch ye therefore, ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or in midnight, or in the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. Okay? Everybody I know is dead freaking asleep. Okay, here I am blowing the shofar on the wall, saying, hey, the sword's coming. And I mean, I got all of, 0 views. Not that any views, I mean, I'm looking to put this out just to somebody with ears to hear and eyes to see. Okay? If we find one, praise Yah. Watch ye, therefore. Ye know not when the master of the house cometh at even, or in the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest he come suddenly and find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. Okay, watching isn't watching to the east for the smoke and all that. Watching is being at the gate, warning people that the sword is coming. War is coming. Famine is coming. Pestilence is coming. Get right. Okay? You go, I mean, Ezekiel 3. Again, when the righteous man doth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, I lay a stumbling block before him. He shall die, because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered, but his blood I will require at your hands. This is the watchman's instructions. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he doth not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Thou hast also delivered thy soul. Okay, Ezekiel 3 and Ezekiel 33 is the instructions to the watchman. And he just tells us all. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. What he says unto me, he says unto all, watch. Okay, so watching is just what I'm doing. Obey the 10 Commandments. Okay. Eat clean. Don't show up without your garment ready. Okay? Or there'll be weeping of gnashing of teeth. That is Mark 13. I love you guys. Praise Yah.